Good evening, students. So good evening all of you. So welcome to Unacademy EAMCET YouTube channel. So myself Dr.Rajendra Prasad, biology educator on Unacademy platform, and I have been teaching biology to NEET and as well as EAMCET medical aspirants from last 13 years students. So in today's class, we'll be discussing a few things about the introduction part of the photosynthesis students. So before starting that, I would like to introduce about our Unacademy Plus subscription. So Unacademy is providing daily free live classes on its YouTube channel. So apart from that, Unacademy is also providing free classes on its Unacademy EAMCET on its platform students, like on its app. So there is a description box is available students. In the description box, so there is a link to how to join the Unacademy EAMCET special live classes. So you can join the Unacademy EAMCET special live classes by going through the description box that is given below in this particular details of this particular class. So apart from that, there is a scheduled course. So there is a scheduled course is going on Unacademy Plus platform. So that's what I will be discussing about that right now. So Unacademy Plus subscription. So Unacademy is, so what is the benefits of Plus subscription? Let's see the benefits of Plus subscription. So premium content. So premium content will be available at affordable price. So structured live courses, dedicated live doubt clearing sessions will be available to students. So quizzes will be conducted at regular intervals and batches. So lectures will be batches. You can join the batch which you are interested. And test series and daily practice papers and full-length mock tests and all these will be available for single subscription of amount 2,250 rupees students. So the 1 month plan is going to be in 2,250 rupees. 1 month plan is available. So there is recently one batch is started, and the name of the batch is called Telugu batch. So in this batch, so all the teachers will be taking the classes in our regional language Telugu. So మన regional language తెలుగులో మనకి టీచింగ్ చేస్తారు. సో మీకు ఖచ్చితంగా అది హెల్ప్ఫుల్ అవుతుంది, ఎందుకంటే రీజనల్ లాంగ్వేజ్ కాబట్టి తొందరగా అర్థమవడానికి చాలా ఎక్కువ ఛాన్స్ ఉంటుంది స్టూడెంట్స్. So if you are interested to join this Telugu batch, you can take 1 month subscription trial plan of 2,250 rupees. So there is already one more batch that is going on. So that is called comprehensive batch. In the comprehensive batch, I am taking the biology classes, and whereas others are, so they are taking physics and as well as chemistry classes. So I am taking biology classes and others are taking physics and as well as chemistry classes. The name of the batch is called comprehensive batch. So this batch main purpose ఏంటంటే మనకి EAMCET syllabus complete చేయడం, first year, second year mock syllabus complete చేయడం main purpose. So tips and tricks also will be given by educators. So topic wise practice questions also will be practiced every day. So and full and mock test will be available to students. This is all you can get 1 month trial price 2,250 rupees. So if you are interested, you can use my code Rajendra to get the 1 month course for 2,250 rupees students. So apart from that, there is a best long-term plans also available. There is 6 months plan as well as 12 months plan. So there are two best plans available to students, like 6 months plan and 12 months plan. So 6 months plan is costing 10,125 rupees and 12 months plan is costing 12,375 rupees. So these are the best plans that are available at very lowest price on our Unacademy Plus subscription students. I hope so. These are the best plans. So this is a better chance to get a premium content for very low price of 6 months plan for 10,125 rupees and 12 months plan for 12,375 rupees. So if you are interested, you can use my code Rajendra so that you will get the course for 6 months plan for 10,125 rupees and 12 months plan for 12,375 rupees. So that is about our Unacademy Plus subscription students. Let's discuss few things and few multiple choice questions regarding this topic in the next part of the photosynthesis. Okay, students, let us continue. So photosynthesis. So in the first question, so what is photosynthesis? Is photosynthesis a physical process, or is it a chemical process, or is it a physico-chemical process, or is it a physiological process? So that was our question. So let us see what is the answer to this particular question. If you saw in photosynthesis is a process during which sunlight is used. So sunlight is a physical aspect actually. It is a physical factor. So sunlight is a physical factor. Sunlight is photo means sunlight. Photo means light. So sunlight is the physical factor. So certainly should be a physico and as well as and the chemical produced is the organic compound. So it is certainly a physico-chemical process. So photosynthesis is a physico-chemical process. No doubt about it. It is a physico-chemical process. Next. So during photosynthesis, what happens? That was the question. So during photosynthesis, light energy is synthesized, is used. So light energy is synthesized, is used to synthesize. So what is the importance of this light energy and what is the purpose of light energy? So if you see here you see these are the inorganic compounds, carbon dioxide and water. These are the inorganic compounds in the presence of sunlight. In the presence of sunlight, so there is a synthesis of organic compounds. So synthesis of organic compounds is taking place. So using inorganic compounds, carbon dioxide and as well as carbon dioxide and as well as water. Both are inorganic compounds. So both inorganic compounds are used in the presence of sunlight. So inorganic compounds like carbon dioxide and water molecule are used in the presence of sunlight to produce organic compounds. So that's what happening in photosynthesis. So let's see the question. What was the question was saying here? During photosynthesis, light energy is used. So what is the main purpose of light energy? So the main purpose of light energy is to synthesize the organic compounds. So just now you are seeing here. So here using inorganic compounds are used to synthesize organic compounds. The organic compounds are nothing but they are the sugars. So certainly organic compounds are synthesized. So based on that we can refer the answer as, so during photosynthesis light energy is used. So light energy is used to synthesize the organic compounds. So light energy is used to synthesize the organic compounds. That will be our answer. So welcome to Shruti. So welcome to Unacademy EAMCET YouTube channel. So let us move to the next question. So which of the following is required for photosynthesis? So what are the components that are required for photosynthesis? That was the question. So certainly you were discussing the carbon dioxide is required, at the same time chlorophyll. So chlorophyll pigments. So chlorophyll pigments are required and light is also essential. So especially chlorophyll pigments. So chlorophyll pigments like chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B. So these are the chief pigments. These are the main pigments. Especially chlorophyll A is the chief pigment actually. So these are the chief pigment in the case of the higher plants. This is the chief pigment in higher plants, chlorophyll A. So chlorophyll A is the chief pigment in the higher plants especially. Yes, very good, Shruti. So option 4 is the answer, very good. So right answer is option 4 is the right answer. So certainly the carbon dioxide, chlorophyll, so carbon dioxide, chlorophyll and light and all of this. So all of this is the right answer, very good. So very good, Shruti. All of this is the right answer. Let's move to the next question. An experiment using two leaves. So in this experiment, two leaves were used. So a variegated leaf or a leaf that was covered with variegated leaf. So what is variegated leaf? Is the leaf that is covered with the black pepper, and one that was exposed right on the testing these leaves for starch, showing that photosynthesis occurs in. So photosynthesis occurs in which part of the leaf? In dash of the sunlight. So that was the question. So can you give the answer for this question? Yes. Any answer for this question, students? So there is an experiment is being conducted. So in that experiment, so they have taken a leaf, so variegated leaf, and that leaf, okay. So to that leaf they have covered. So they have covered the some part of the leaf with the black pepper. So they have covered the part of the leaf with the black pepper, and so finally after testing with the starch, So what would be the answer that was given question is asking about. So can you try to answer this question? Anybody students? So Shruti, so can I give you an answer? So here you see. So after testing with starch, so what was showing here? Photosynthesis occurs. So we already know that photosynthesis occurs only in green part of the leaf. So yes, very good. So actually it is occurring, photosynthesis generally occurs in only green part of the leaf actually. So photosynthesis only occurs in green part of the leaf. Okay, in the presence of sunlight, and photosynthesis always occurs in the presence of sunlight. See what is the experiment was telling is, so just short thing I will give you. So this is a leaf. So they have taken a black film paper. So they have covered half part of the leaf with a black paper. So think like that. So this is a black paper. So they have covered the half part of the leaf with a black paper. And after that what happened? They have exposed to sunlight. After a few days they have removed this black film. And what happened after removing the black film? So this part of the leaf from here to here, this part of the leaf will be in a green color. Okay. So this part of the will be green color, and this part will be after removing the black paper. Now this will be non-green. Okay. So non-green, and now this leaf was tested. Now this leaf was tested with, yes. So this leaf was tested with the starch. So sorry, this leaf was tested with iodine. So when it tested with iodine, what happens finally? Now this part of the leaf is green in color, so it will give the blue color, and this part will not give the non-blue color. Okay. So finally, so photosynthesis only occurs in the green part of the leaf. So when photosynthesis takes place in green part of the leaf, starch is synthesized, and the starch react with iodine, so it produces the blue color. So that is the only mechanism. Okay. So very good, Satya. So very good. So no need to worry. So small confusion might be there sometimes. It's not at all a problem. Next question, let's see. Half-leaf experiment proved that. So half-leaf experiment. There is one half-leaf experiment. So proved that dash is required for photosynthesis. So can you give this answer, students? So half-leaf experiment. So what is the main purpose of this half-leaf experiment is to prove that. Yes, any answer? So what is the main purpose of half-leaf experiment? Yes, students, any answer for this question? Half-leaf experiment. So in this experiment also what they do is, so they will take a test tube, half-leaf Mohs half-leaf experiment. They do one experiment like this. They take a test tube, half part of the leaf, okay, half part of the leaf is inside the test tube, half part of the leaf is outside the test tube. Okay. So now this is the leaf. This part is the leaf part. So half part of the leaf is towards the inner side. So what is the main purpose? This is called as a Mohs half-leaf experiment. Now this type of experiment is called as a Mohs half-leaf experiment. So what could be the answer, students? Any answer from your side? Yes. Now this Mohs half-leaf experiment is to prove that, okay, it is the main purpose is to prove that carbon dioxide is required for photosynthesis. Okay. So you have to remember this, students, very important questions. It was clear. Very good. So actually carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide is actually carbon dioxide. Very good. So very good, Satya. So carbon dioxide actually. Carbon dioxide will be the answer. So carbon dioxide is required for the process of photosynthesis. Actually in Mohs half-leaf experiment what they do is, so they add some chemical. Okay. So they add some chemical also. Let us see in the next question what is that chemical. See here. So which of the following substance is used in Mohs half-leaf experiment? So here you see the main purpose is to absorb carbon dioxide. So the Mohs half-leaf experiment. So previous question you were saying, so Mohs half-leaf experiment is to prove that carbon dioxide is required for photosynthesis. So that is the thing which we have to remember here. Okay. Yes. Yes, Satya, very good. So the following substance that was used in half-leaf experiment. So they use a chemical substance. They use the chemical. Okay. So they used some chemical to absorb. So they used a chemical to absorb carbon dioxide. So name of the chemical is called as a potassium hydroxide. Very good. So potassium hydroxide is the chemical substance. Potassium hydroxide is the chemical substance that was used in the Mohs half-leaf experiment to absorb the carbon dioxide. Very good. So that was the right answer. Next question. So let us see the next question, that is Priestley's experiment. So can you go through this? experiment, Priestley experiment. See, in this a bell jar. Now this is a bell jar. So this is called as a bell jar experiment. So in this bell jar they have taken the mice, and along with that there is a candle is also burning, and when candle goes off the mice also died. So later they have introduced the plant. So this plant is called as a mint plant, and after introducing the mint plant into the bell jar, so mouse also survived, so flame is also lit, and mint plant is also growing. Okay, so this was experiment was done by Joseph Priestley. Joseph Priestley, the scientist who has done this experiment. Okay, now what would be the answer, students, for this particular question? So what was the conclusion on the basis? Actually, see, what is happening here is, so burning candle or animal that breathes air, okay, somehow that damages the air. So this is also right statement. Then finally conclusion is plants restore the air. Plants restore the air. Okay, plants restore the air, and whatever breathing animal and burning candle removes. So both statements are correct only. Both statements are also a part of this particular experiment. Okay, so that is the reason we can take option C as answer, no doubt about it. But main conclusion is option B actually. So main conclusion. So main conclusion seems to be option B is the main conclusion. But here the question was asking that, so Joseph Priestley concluded on the basis of our experiment. No doubt it is the plant restored the air, whatever breathing air and burning candle removes. That was the final statement that was concluded. So anyway, we will be taking the answer as option B. Will be taking the answer. So because conclude statement, question is asking, so Priestley concluded, final conclusion. Okay, so statement A is also correct. So burning candle or animal that breathes air, okay, somehow damages, that is also right statement. But final conclusion is plants restore to the air wherever the breathing animals and burning candle remove. So that will be the relevant statement. Okay, so very good Satya, very good, you have given right answer. So let us move to the next question. Dash performed an elegant experiment. So Dash performed an elegant experiment with Dash plant to show that bright sunlight, small bubbles were formed around Dash plants, where in the dark they do not die. That was the question. So this was about the experiment that was done by the scientist. So yes, any answer, students? Any answer? Can you give the answer, anybody? So what could be the answer, students? So who is the scientist who has done this elegant experiment? Okay, so as any answer? So very good. Yes, friends, any answer for this question? Okay, so this was actually this elegant experiment. Yes, very good Satya. So this was experiment was done by scientist. Name of the scientist is called as Ingenhousz. Ingenhousz is the scientist who has done this experiment, and this experiment is, okay, in an aquatic plant actually. So when they are doing experiment on this aquatic plant, so there is a bubbles, oxygen bubbles. The oxygen bubbles are formed on the leaf. Oxygen bubbles are, they have identified oxygen bubbles actually, so which are dissolved in water. So that is the reason Ingenhousz is the scientist who has done this experiment, and experiment was conducted on aquatic plants, and that bubbles are also formed. Those bubbles are nothing but oxygen bubbles. So those are oxygen bubbles are formed on the green parts of the plant. So based on that, we'll take option A as answer. Okay, next question. Who provided? So who provided evidence? So who is the scientist who provided evidence for production? So who provided the evidence for production of glucose? For production of glucose when plant grows. So who is the scientist who provided evidence for production of glucose when plant grows? So that was the question. So any answer, students? So who is the person who provided evidence for the production of glucose? So it was a Julie von Sachs. So von Sachs is a scientist He is a person who has given the evidence that so glucose, the production of glucose is taking place. So option C will be our answer. Next question. The first action spectrum. So first action spectrum of photosynthesis. So first action spectrum of photosynthesis. So first action spectrum of photosynthesis is described. So is often. So first action spectrum. So who is the scientist who has given the first action spectrum for photosynthesis? So hi Ranjita. So welcome to Unacademy EAMCET YouTube channel. So hi, how are you? So after a long time I am seeing you. Hope you are doing well. Yes, very good. So it is the Engelmann. So Engelmann is a scientist. So first action spectrum of photosynthesis is described and often by the experiments of the Engelmann. So Engelmann is a scientist who is the person who has given the first action spectrum. So Engelmann will be our answer. Next. A first action spectrum of photosynthesis was described basis of experiment performed by Engelmann on dash algae. So Engelmann has conducted experiment. So on his experiment, so which algae is generally used? That was the question. So what type of algae is used in his experiment? Yes. Any answer, students? So what is the name of the algae which was used by the Engelmann for his studies? Yes, students, any answer? So he used algae. The name of the algae, if you see, the name of the algae is called as a cladophora. Actually, the name of the algae is called as a cladophora. So yes, very good. So and it is a green algae. Very good, Ranjita. So it is the green algae. So green algae is the right answer. So green algae. So it is the green algae. So cladophora is the green algae. So cladophora is the algae that was used by Engelmann in his experiment actually. Next scientist, Van Niel. So Van Niel performed the experimental oxygen. So they performed the experimental oxygen on which type of organisms? That was the question. So Van Niel. So Van Niel has performed some experiment. So has performed the experimental oxygen. So oxygen on which plants? That was the question. So yes, any answer? So Van Niel. So Van Niel actually has performed his experiments on by using the bacteria, especially the green and sulfur bacteria. Actually, that was the Van Niel. So Van Niel has used purple and green sulfur bacteria. So purple and green sulfur bacteria will be the answer. So actually fungus are not autotrophic, right? So they are not autotrophic in nature. Okay. So they are not autotrophic. So they cannot undergo any photosynthesis. So okay. So answer is purple and green bacteria. So by Van Niel. Okay. So let us see about the basic structure of chlorophyll. So identify A to H. So identify A to H in this particular diagram. If you see, so you can just go through this diagram. So this is a typical diagram showing the chloroplast. So inside the chloroplast, so you can see G. So for example, let's start with A. So A looks like it is stroma. So A looks like it is stroma. Then B. So B looks like it is grana. Then where is C here? So C. So C is storage bodies actually. So it is a starch granule. Then D is stroma lamella. Here it is, stroma lamella. So F, if you see F, so D, after D we have E. So E is ribosomes. F. So F is membrane. So certainly it is an inner membrane. Then G is outer membrane. So here H, this one H. So it is lipid. droplets. So based on that, we'll take the answer as option A. So option A will be our answer. Yes, very good. So yes, so option A is our answer. So very good, Ranjita also. So option A is our answer. So let us move to next question. So chief pigment associated with the photosynthesis. So which is the main chief pigment associated with photosynthesis? So we have different pigments. We have chlorophyll B, chlorophyll A, xanthophylls, carotenoids. So like that, several pigments are present. But out of all these pigments, which is considered as a chief pigment? Which is considered as the chief pigment? So chief pigment that is associated with the photosynthesis. So chief pigments. So chief pigment means it is the major pigment. So chief pigment means it should be the major pigment. Okay, chief pigment means certainly it should be a major pigment. So out of all the pigments, the chief pigment is chlorophyll A. So chlorophyll A is the chief pigment. So due to the presence of chlorophyll A only, plants are green in color. So plants are green. So plants are green because of the presence of chlorophyll A. So chlorophyll A is the chief pigment actually. Okay, so very good. So option B will be our answer. Very good. Next question. Which light is absorbed more by chlorophyll A? So chlorophyll A. So in visible light. So visible light we have 7 colors. In visible light we know that the like VIBGYOR. So VIBGYOR we have in visible light. So violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. That is called as a VIBGYOR. So which light is more absorbed by chlorophyll A? So that was the question. So chlorophyll A absorbs which light? Okay. So let us see one diagram to explain. You see, so this is the chlorophyll A in this particular diagram. So chlorophyll A is seeing maximum absorption. So maximum absorption is, so at which location we can identify. So somewhere around like 450, 460 nanometers. Again, so again it is absorbing here. You can see. So based on that, so this peak is in the, looks like it is in the blue light, blue region, and this will be in the red light. So the light is absorbed more by chlorophyll A in blue region and as well as red region. Okay, so in visible spectrum, chlorophyll A absorbs. So chlorophyll A, maximum absorption of light by chlorophyll A takes place in blue light and as well as red light. Okay, so that is the thing which we have to remember here. Next, similarly same type of another question. So which light shows higher rate of photosynthesis? So high rate of photosynthesis in which light? So high rate of photosynthesis is taking place similarly once again in VIBGYOR. So in which light shows high rate of photosynthesis? So out of all this, which light is showing high rate of photosynthesis? That was the question. So just now we were seeing that, so photosynthesis takes place more in, especially in the blue light and as well as in the red light. So blue light and as well as red light. So in blue light and red light, so maximum rate of photosynthesis. So in blue light and red light, what happens is maximum rate of photosynthesis. So maximum rate of photosynthesis. Maximum rate of photosynthesis takes place in the two regions. So it is in the red light and as well as in the blue light. So maximum rate of photosynthesis takes place. Next, light reaction and photochemical phase. So light reaction and photochemical phase includes what? So that was the question. So in light reaction, what happens? Certainly light absorption takes place. At the same time, there is a water splitting and release of oxygen is taking place. So in next class, in my session day after tomorrow, we will be seeing about non-cyclic photophosphorylation. Students, I will be explaining the light reaction with the diagram. So try to join that class. So we will see about light reaction at 4 p.m. day after tomorrow's class. So water splitting and release of oxygen takes place. ATP and NADPH formation also takes place. So certainly in this question we have to take answer as all of these. So all these events, light absorption takes place, water splitting and release of oxygen, ATP and as well as NADPH formation. So all will be taking place. So we will be taking the answer as all of these. It will be our answer in this case. So let us see the next question. So match the column. So pigments. So match the column. So about the different types of pigments. So chlorophyll A. So how the chlorophyll A absorbs? That is the question. So chlorophyll A, what is the color of the chlorophyll A? So generally it is bright or bluish green. Then if you see chlorophyll B, So chlorophyll B generally it is yellow to green. Then xanthophylls are no doubt they are yellowish in color. They are yellowish in color. Okay, so hi Harshvardhan, how are you? So every day we have only 30 minutes class, students. So for better, so you can go to join our special live classes, students. So go to the description box. So there is a link to join our special classes. You join the special classes. So we'll be discussing 1 hour class in special classes. On YouTube we have only 30 minutes class. Okay, so try to join special classes on our platform, Unacademy EAMCET platform, students. So in the description box, so there is a link how to join the special classes. Okay, Harsha, no problem. You can attend maths classes also. There is mathematics class also available. You can join mathematics class also, Harsha. It's not at all a problem. Okay. So carotenoids. So carotenoids తీసుకుంటే మనకి, so what is the color of the carotenoids? So carotenoids, if you see carotenoids, the color ranges between yellow to yellowish orange. So carotenoids are yellow to yellowish orange in colors. Okay, so match the column question. So chlorophyll A, so what is the color of the chlorophyll A అని అడుగుతుంది. ఇక్కడ color of the chlorophyll A generally it is bright or blue greenish in color. Chlorophyll B తీసుకుంటే yellow to green color. So xanthophylls are yellowish in color and carotenoids are yellow to yellow orange in color. Okay, students, so that is end of today's session. So that is end of the today's session actually. So before closing this session, so only half an hour class we'll be having. So again my class is there on YouTube. Day after tomorrow we have another class. So in that class we'll be discussing about non-cyclic photophosphorylation. So if you have enough time, free time, you can join that class. So meanwhile you can join my free special live classes by clicking the link that is provided in the below the description box, students. So you can so there is a description box is available. So in the description box, so there is a link is available to join the special free live classes. You can join those special free live classes where we'll be taking the class for 1 hour, so that you can practice your multiple choice questions, or you can join the theory part, so which will be helpful for your coming medical entrance examination or engineering entrance examination. So that is about our today's introduction part of photosynthesis class, students. So thank you for joining. So before ending the class, I would like to suggest to take a long-term plans of 6 months plan of Unacademy of 10,125 rupees and 12 months plan of 12,375 rupees, students. So these are the best plans. So in తక్కువ అమౌంట్ కి మీకు ఎవరు కూడా మీకు క్లాసెస్ చెప్పరు. సో ఖచ్చితంగా మీరు ఈ ఛాన్స్ వినియోగించుకోండి. ఓకే స్టూడెంట్స్, థ్యాంక్ యూ స్టూడెంట్స్, ఆల్ ఆఫ్ యూ. సీ ఇన్ ది నెక్స్ట్ క్లాస్.